Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, I'm not in my studio. I am doing a tour of Crown Northampton, and hope you enjoy. Have a good day.
Making tools were
Yeah.
very nice. At that time, there was a whole lot of little.
Itself as you go around the factory.
Yeah.
But my great-great-grandfather started it in London making bespoke welted shoes in 1908. He passed it to his son. It went through one.
It was a 22 centimetre natural Himalayan.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Is it?
Yeah, like as soon as you put a creaser to it, because most of the stuff I make is very small.
Yeah.
And as soon as you try and crease it at all, it just completely discolours.
Shinky?
Yeah.
No, we use Horween.
Oh, do you?
Most of our stuff's Horween. Although we are doing a limited edition because it went to Japan. So this business,
Yeah.
I'll give you the brief. I'll carry on my brief history.
Yeah, please
because then
do.
you can get to the other parts. So quite a while, and it grew quite big quite quickly. And that's my first memories, is walking around my dad's old factories with loads of staff and like the smell and the humdrum. So that must be why I love it, really. You become what you know, don't you? He sold predominantly to department stores, and department stores in the UK were always looking for cheaper places to buy the same product. And it's the story of Northamptonshire, but the story of manufacturing England.
Yeah.
All went abroad. And so he said, I always remember saying for the first year he just popped to London, and I think he was supplying Debenhams or British Homes or someone, and they said, yeah, we'll buy 300,000 pairs. It's like, great, there you are. The year later, we'll buy 300,000 pairs, but we don't want to pay any more money for it. And it's like, okay. The year after that, we'll buy 300,000 pairs, but I want to pay a little bit less. And it's like, and then you're competing with Asia, and then when you've got 300 staff and you don't have any work, it just shuts within like a week. And I have that memory, and then all of it going. So he bought the unit next door here. And he had one machinist, and he was doing that for a few years, and I was leaving school, and all that had obviously been logged somewhere in my head. I wanted to be involved in the trade, so when I left school I wanted more control, so I learned design and pattern cutting.
Okay.
And that allowed me first of all to work with clients to help my dad's little factory out. And then I designed, and because I was always designing stuff, I was like, what would I like to sell online? That was where a sneaker came about. So in 2000, so that's the Japanese stuff. And then in 2016 it started, was Crown Northampton. So I just added the word Northampton on because as I was going to sell online, and I want to talk about Northampton because I've got all the history about it. I was like, well, let's go that way. So the idea behind it is to keep manufacturing viable and alive and something that people want to get into. I don't want manufacturing to be what it was when I was tiny, which is one person at one machine doing the same job, doing piecework to do that job. Don't get me wrong, they do the job really, really well, but it's not what you're going to get young kids into doing. So I've had to multi-skill people, sell direct to consumer, but also the hours are kind of, this factory's open at 4 in the morning till 6 in the evening. People can come and go as they like, as long as they're doing 40 hours a week. Doesn't matter to me, as long as the stuff's being done. And when Will's doing something like this is kind of, he's going to take his time, he's going to do it right.
So these are
This is a mock-up.
different stage.
But even like the threads, we make the thread. There's like if you point to any single part of the shoe.
Just let me know if I'm in your way.
No, not at all, mate.
About every single part, because every single part is as important as the next. It's very easy to say, we can't make a shoe, it takes a few seconds. But to make the thread that we use to stitch, to make the wax that we use to wax the thread that we stitch the shoe, it takes half an hour.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is amazing. But it's very hard to put across to people like this.
This must be what my granddad used to do in his back.
So the guy that taught me at college 25 years ago, Len, who's 80 now, I've employed him for 4 years to teach these guys how to do this the right way.
Are these lasts?
Some for individuals, so I don't want to be totally bespoke. Most people don't need a last that's a mould of their foot.
No.
So we do each style in 3 fittings.
Okay.
And one of those fittings usually fits. And if it doesn't, when the fit trial goes out, they'll say, actually, we can just adjust that a bit, and we just add a bit onto the last.
Okay.
Because if we're doing totally bespoke, it would up it by like another 3,000 or 4,000. But people don't parts of the leather for different parts of the shoe.
Yeah.
This is the shoulder, because of we use the shoulder because it's the correct density and the correct thickness to be able to channel out what we need to do to stitch through. This is how all welted shoes were made originally. So 150 years ago, everyone would have been doing this. They wouldn't have been doing it as refined as this, and they might have been using a cheaper leather. But if we're going to do it the old school way and charge what we charge, we're going to do it justifiably using all the best materials I can possibly find. This is like Crown. Crown is the same ethos, but if I did this. Last thing I'm making. So here's my pair of Woodfords. Someone's just ordered a pair of these in marbled cordovan. This is a really good example of how difficult and challenging it is to cut.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of cordovan.
Marbled cordovan is like, that's the same bit of skin as that.
Matching it's impossible.
So I have like 20 skins laid out, and I go, well, that'll work for that part of the shoe, that'll work with that part, because you have to make a pair.
Yeah.
Woodford, we have like 20 different colours of cordovan. These are all hand stitched as well, which is the difference. But so this is cordovan, which we'll probably use a lot of.
Yeah.
That's cognac. So for Crown, we use 4 main colours that we've always got in stock: cognac, black, number 8, and bourbon. Other materials for Crown, so I'll get some out so I can show you. We use quite a fair bit of chrome excel.
Yeah.
Which what else do we use? So
You'll put this cut down.
this is
I've used Crown Excel a couple of times now.
This is Scottish Red Deer we use for the suede.
Okay.
Crown Excel is a lovely pull-up leather. I'd say it's the nicest pull-up leather I've ever worked with. It's really oily.
Yeah.
It starts out really dark,
Yeah,
but as
yeah.
it goes through the factory, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. It looks really nice.
And you can get rid of the pull-up really easily with a hairdryer, which is lovely if you want to sort of reset it.
Exactly, yeah. Also, so these are our main leathers. This is buffalo.
Yeah.
Or bison, sorry.
Oh, is it bison, not buffalo?
Yeah, it's bison because it's American. We
Oh.
have buffalo as well. We do both.
Okay.
So when I bought this, I requested it, veg tan, bison or buffalo. I can't remember what I requested. And they sent me a skin of leather that was really quite hard, and it was totally uniformed all the way across the skin. And I was like, no, that's not bison, like, because you can see how this part of the skin
It's got a very
looks
similar
totally different
texture
to
to
this.
elephant, actually.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, absolutely. That's the same skin. It looks totally different.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting, and I got it, and it was totally uniformed. I was like, no, that's not bison. I said, actually, it is. But when we sell it to the big factories, they buy bison and they stamp a bison print on it, so that it's all uniform to get better cutting coefficient.
Oh.
But again, you have to explain that and you have to justify.
Yeah,
why
of
things
course
are
you
the way
do.
they are. Yeah. And then depending on the sneaker, depends on what calf leather we use. So we have a classic collection. So the first collection, which is our classic collection, is the first one designed.
Yeah.
I looked at Northampton and thought I wanted to utilise those components. So we use the same calf leather that Crockett and Jones or Edward Green use, same tannery.
Yeah.
We just get it a bit softer, and that is.
I think it's the same as Loke use as well.
Loke. So that's like a calf that you get in a welted shoe,
Yeah.
and this is like a standard high-end calf.
It's really nice.
For our
I'm a
higher
sucker for
range-
blue leather.
So for our higher range, so this was designed to utilise all the materials that everyone in Northamptonshire uses. So it's set a price point of about £300 for a sneaker.
Right.
After about 3 or 4 years of running that, I was like, what if I just use the best I can find? And I like veg tan leathers because I like how it patinas and changes over
Yes.
time. So we ended up moving for the more expensive sneakers into baby calf. So these are smaller animals.
Yeah.
But when you use a smaller animal, you get a much, feel how
It's
smooth that is.
it's the majority of what I use.
Oh,
is
yeah.
Baby calf and goat. How thick do you have these split down to?
This isn't split, this is how it comes in.
Is
Because
it really?
Because it's such a small animal, it hasn't had a chance to grow.
Oh.
So that's 1 to 1.2, whereas the standard calf is 1.2 to 1.4.
Yeah,
The Chrome Excel and the Buffalo are about 2 to 2.2.
yeah.
So
It's a totally different product, it's a totally different feel.
Where is this all tanned?
That's Italy.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's
Which
drum.
tannery did you say, sorry?
Oh, I don't know for the baby calf. I could find out for you.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know, yeah.
But I use A&A cracks for the baby calf. So, but this stuff, to give you an idea of cost difference, this stuff is, I don't know, 10
Very
or
nice
12
grey,
pounds a
isn't
square
it?
foot.
It's a very nice grey.
But you probably get a pair and a half out of it.
Yeah.
And how big's that skin like? That's 7'1". So that's a quarter-band sneaker. For the linings, we use a veg tan lining.
Okay.
The
Quite
lining's
a
actually
thin one, isn't it?
it's 1.2 to 1.4. It's quite hefty actually. Compared to what you can get, I expect it's thin, but for a shoe, it's quite hefty.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what I utilise in, or used to utilise in bespoke.
Okay.
This is almost as expensive as upper leathers. This is like £4 a square foot, I think.
Bloody hell.
And then the stiffeners and toe puffs are all oak bark tanned.
Okay.
So that's
You
a
don't use
ridiculous
synthetic
thing. We
stiffeners.
use synthetics on the £300 stuff, but on anything that's like the hand stitch range,
Sure.
we use oak bark for the toe puffs and the stiffeners. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
use really hefty ones because obviously you can feel that around your foot. You usually put a little bit more on the inside so it supports your arch of your foot.
Yeah.
But it needs to be that. If I'm spending that like £400 on the upper leather, you need to spend 30 quid on a pair of stiffeners.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas synthetic would be like a couple of pounds.
If that.
Yeah. Jeans, they come downstairs. So they get pulled on with a tall toe last, standard practice for every factory.
On the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that is where we differ, because every single pair of shoes is for an individual customer, an individual last, in a different leather.
May I?
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's Chrome Excel. Because of that, the only way we can get an upper tight to the last is to hand last it. So everything we do is hand lasted and hand seam lasted. That's pretty unusual. Other factories will have a machine, they'll have someone that operates
Oh,
the
that's my
machine.
favourite colour in the whole wide world right there.
What, the blue?
Yeah. I'd only wear blue if it was up to me.
So you,
Is that it? So he's
like
activated
that.
the glue, is it?
Yeah.
it's made around an individual person, a last person.
Not the last isn't specifically made for that
No.
person unless they've requested it.
Okay.
These are our standard last.
Yes.
Again, they come in 3 different fittings.
So if somebody's a size 12.
Yeah, but a 12s in that style could be sat next to a 3s in a different style.
Okay.
And if you're putting that in a machine, it just wouldn't work. So we have to.
Okay. So this is the stage of fitting the leather. So that's what the actual sole is made of?
Yeah, gum.
Gum?
From a tree.
Oh.
Before it gets
Oh.
laced and shoe roomed.
It's very orange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I've never seen one in person, but they're very orange. Is that the
Cool, isn't it? Looks nice.
Yeah,
actually.
I've never seen it before, but it's really, really nice. It's a very nice. Which model is this? Is it the Upton?
Overston.
Overston.
Yeah. We did Overston High or Low.
Yeah.
The most recent shoe is an Abbey, which is this one, which is really technical.
They're nice, aren't they?
So
They are.
you'll have to put it on your foot to understand what it is, but it's the softest leather I could find. And it was
Yeah.
from that trip to Chicago.
Oh, I bet that feels really nice
It's
on.
totally unlined, but the
Oh, is it
structure.
unlined?
Yeah. But the
Hey,
structure
can you
is
get with me?
all in the leather. So
Yeah.
this comes about a cordovan as a cordovan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And the
sorry.
Chrome Excel is number 8 as well. So this is machining. So after it's been cut, before it goes to lasting, it comes over here.
Yeah.
All the prep work's done over there, so sliving and fitting, all the different linings along the back.
Oh, this is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is where we get a lot of people turning up lately. The more people talk about it, the better. The more people. Good way of explaining what's in a shoe. So here's the natural gum sole,
Yeah.
lactohavia sole. Then you've got a layer of cork, which is the thing that molds to your feet. Above that, you've got leather. We use it's about 3.5 mil, which is quite a sturdy leather. And that's so it will last. Above that, we put a little bit of memory foam so that when you first put your foot in, it fits okay. And then above that, you've got a veg tan leather. And then above that, in between, you've got the oak bark toe puff and the oak bark stiffener.
And which?
They've only went live about a month ago. Leather.
What is that?
So we're doing it as a giveaway next month, I think.
What is it?
So it's
Have
Friends, I'm just finishing editing the factory tour, and I completely forgot to record an outro. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to see the factory in action and the shoes that they offer. Absolutely loved the experience, and thank you so much to Crown Northampton for showing me around. I'll see you next time. Have a fantastic day. But before you go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the YouTubey things, as it super helps the channel grow. And I'll see you next time. Take care.